Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lexi. Thank you for being here today. The holidays are over, so let's get that out of here. But my favorite thing about the holidays is the fact that absolutely everything in the world is on sale. So you can get a lot of great deals on a lot of cool stuff. And I hate paying full price. I will never, ever pay full price for anything. I'm poor. I can't do that. I'm not paying full price. So I bought a few books because they were on special. I also received a few books as Christmas presents, so I thought I'd hop on here and talk about some of the books that I got. The first books that I'm going to talk about are books that my husband got me for Christmas. So I recently read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I absolutely loved that book. I was so glued to it. I could not put it down. I loved the twists and the turns and the red herrings and the deception and all of that. So I literally had that book open for like ever. I was not putting it down. My husband was like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm busy. Can't you see that I'm busy here?" And so he is such a kind and generous person and bought me all of the books in the series. So the first one that I got is the second book in the series, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. I hope this is the second. Is this the second? I think it's the second. Anyways, on the back it says, "Someone is missing. Nobody's talking. But this time, everyone is listening. Pip Fitz-Amobi is not a detective anymore. Her true crime podcast about the murder case she solved last year has gone viral. Yet, Pip insists her investigating days are behind her. But she will have to go back on her word when someone close to her goes missing and the police can't do anything about it. If they won't investigate, then Pip will, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way. But will she find the answers before time runs out? First of all, in this world, are police useless? Because I feel like in the first book, they didn't really do much. But also, obviously, in the second book, it sounds like they don't do much either. Anyways, that's fine. I'm super excited to find out who goes missing because who is missing? I need to know. And obviously, I'm excited to see how Pip goes about solving yet another case. I really love watching her go through and put all the puzzle pieces together. I love the way that her brain works, and I love that we get to see the inside of all of that. So I'm super excited to read that one. And the next one that I got is the third book in the series, which is As Good as Dead. And this one says on the back, "Dead Girl Walking. Pip Fitz-Amobi is haunted by her last investigation, but soon a new case finds her, and this time it's all about Pip. She has a stalker, one who keeps asking, 'Who will look for you when you're the one who disappears?' Pip soon discovers a connection between her stalker and a local serial killer, but the police refuse to act." Okay, so again, do the police do nothing? Does Pip have to carry the weight of the world on her shoulders because the police won't police? Sounds like it. As the dangerous game plays out, it's clear that if Pip doesn't find the answers, she's good as dead. Okay, well, obviously Pip is a freaking genius and she's obviously going to solve it. I hope. Otherwise that'd be really awkward. There are only 3 in this series, so I guess I don't really know how it will end. I'd be really sad if Pip dies. I don't think I could handle that emotionally. But I'm really excited to read that because, again, I just really love the first book and I absolutely love Pip. So, I'm super excited about that. And then he also got Killjoy by Holly Jackson, and it's part of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Yeah, this one's a prequel to the series. On the back, it says, "Pippa Fitz-Amobi is not looking forward to her friend's 1920s themed murder mystery party. But when the game begins, Pip finds herself drawn into the make-believe world of intrigue, deception, and murder. As Pip plays detective, teasing out the identity of the killer clue by clue, the murder of the fictional Reginald Remy isn't the only case that's on her mind. I have always wanted to go to a murder mystery dinner party. They look so fun. Like, absolutely so fun. I want to be a part of it. I think I just really like themed parties. Anything that I can dress up and go to, I'm like, yeah, I really want to be a part of that. Yeah, that sounds really fun. Let's do that. So I'm super excited to read that as well. And then the next book that I got is also by Holly Jackson, and that is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. AJ also was like, obviously, we'll just get her everything by Holly Jackson if she really likes this book. So, thank you. Thank you. Anyways, on the back, it says, 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and young Belle was the only witness. Rachel is gone, presumed dead. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal, but then Rachel Price reappears and life will never be normal again. Lights, camera, lies. I'm super excited to read this one. I've heard so many good things about this book, and obviously it's a bit different storyline, being it's about the reappearance of someone who's been missing for so long. Okay, 16 years is a really long time. Sorry, I didn't realize how long she had been gone. No wonder she was presumed dead. But like, what are you doing for 16 years? Like, are you chill? You good, girl? Also, I'm very sad, but this one has a like box cutter cut on the back, but that's fine. It's obviously not gonna ruin the fact that I'm gonna read this. Reading about a true crime documentary being filmed and then the lady actually obviously coming back is so crazy. Like, did she just come back for the documentary? Like, I don't know. For some reason, in my head, I don't trust Rachel Price. I haven't even like I've just heard good things about this book. I haven't really been read any spoilers or anything like that. But in my head, I've already decided that Rachel Price is not a good person and I don't like her. And I may be completely wrong. I probably am. But I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. And then the next book, my husband and I were actually in the city the other day going to the aquarium, and I forced him to take me to Demick's to go book shopping, or just to have a look around. I just wanted to have a look around. There was nothing I was gonna buy, nothing in particular, but I did want to have a look over in the romance section to see if I found anything that looked good. And you know, in bookstores how they put the staff picks? Well, I saw one for Abby Jimenez, yours truly, and I read the little staff pick thing and I was like, oh, that is what I want. And then I looked up to find the book. There were none there. There were none left on the shelf. So I was like, oh, okay, never mind. So then I was like, there's nothing else that I actually need. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna check the clearance section upstairs and then we can just head out. And when I went up there, I literally spotted yours truly immediately. And there were people around it. So I literally sprinted forward and was like, it was probably mean and I shouldn't have done that, but they weren't picking it. They were just looking at stuff around it. So I was like, well, that's what I want, so I'm gonna go get it. And it was only $10 because it's got the tiniest little, you can't even tell. There's literally just a tiny little mark right here on the cover. So it was $10 instead of $25. And I was like, you're coming home with me. And on the back it says, Dr. Brianna Ortiz's life is seriously flatlining. Her divorce is just about finalized, her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor, and that promotion she wants? Oh, that's probably going to the new man doctor who's already registering 80 on Brianna's pain in my butt scale. But just when all systems are set to hate, Dr. Jacob Maddox completely flips the game by sending Brianna a letter. It's a really good letter, like the kind that proves that Jacob isn't actually Satan. Worse, he might be this fantastically funny and subversively likable guy who's terrible at first impressions. Me. Because suddenly, he and Brianna are exchanging notes and sharing lunch dates in her sob closet. When Jacob turns out to be the perfect donor for her brother, Bree starts to realize that this quietly sexy new doctor might just be her perfect match too. And yes, and I'm so excited. Just the fact that he's writing like little love notes. Maybe not love notes, but like writing her notes to like prove that he's not a terrible person. He's actually a nice person. He just is terrible at first impressions, which I feel like I connect with so much. I'm such an awkward individual, and speaking to people for the first time is very hard. And it usually takes me a very long time to warm up to people. So I know everything about not being the best at first impressions. So I thought I would really resonate with that, and I'm really excited to pick this up and read it. The next book that I got is Once Upon a Time by Stephanie Garber, and I picked this up because I absolutely love the Caraval series, and I absolutely loved Jack's character. Jax had me giggling and kicking my feet and so annoyed with him as well. And I'm really excited to read his own story. So on the back it says, for as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after, until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with a charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses, to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and the Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or most exquisite tragedy. I'm really excited, because like Jax is probably my favorite villain. Jax is my favorite bad guy. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. And also, I feel like this one might be a bit more like romancy, not really romancy, but like a bit more focused on the romance than like the fantasy part. So I'm a little bit interested to see how she goes about doing that. But yeah, I'm super interested in this and I'm so excited to read it. And then the next 3 books are actually all by the same author. I've been wanting to read his books for a long time now. I think I've just felt really intimidated by his books because since I first started getting back into reading, I've picked up a lot of like young adult fiction or something that's like really super easy to read, but I really want to challenge myself, and this author really makes me think that I will like reading his style, and all of his stories sound really interesting because I do like horror. I like twisted stuff. I like cool stuff like that, you know? So I picked up 3 different Stephen King books, and the first one I picked up is Pet Sematary, and I've actually already started reading this. I've read like the first 30 pages because I can't help myself. When I buy a new book and I'm more excited to read the book that I buy than the book that I'm already reading, I will start reading it. And I need to get better about that because I need to chill and I need to finish what I have started. But on the back it says, sometimes dead is better. The house looks right, feels right to Dr. Lewis Creed. Rambling, old, and comfortable. A place where the family can settle. The children can grow and play and explore. The rolling hills and meadows of Maine seem a world away from the fume-choked dangers of the city. Not gonna lie, ever since I moved to Sydney, I understand that sentence so much. Because when I lived in Iowa, I feel like I never smelled like fumes from traffic. Here, I feel like I'm constantly getting gagged from the traffic fumes. It's insane. But it's only those big trucks on the road outside which growl out unnerving threats. Behind the house, there's a carefully cleared path into the woods to a place where generations of local children have walked in processions with the solemn innocence of the young, taking with them their dead departed pets for burial. A sad place maybe, but safe. Surely a safe place, not a place to seep into your dreams to wake you sweating with fear and foreboding. It's like one of his most popular novels, and I am so excited to dive into this. Like I said, it feels like, for some reason, Stephen King feels like more very adultish and like intimidating, maybe like for some reason in my head I think that I'm not smart enough to read it, but I know that I can. It just takes me a little bit longer, but I know that I can do it. So I'm extremely excited to read that. The second one that I picked up, I'm super excited about, because just the whole premise of the story sounds so fun and weird, and that is Fairy Tale by Stephen King. And I'm so excited to see like the connections of fairy tales obviously in this book, and how he's going to twist them and make them dark and creepy and weird. So I'm super excited about that. But on the back it says, "Welcome to the dark side of happily ever after. Charlie Reed looks like a regular high school kid, great at baseball and football, a decent student. But when Charlie is 17, he meets a dog named Radar and her aging master, Howard Bowditch, a recluse in a big house at the top of a big hill with a locked shed in the backyard. When Bowditch dies, he leaves Charlie a cassette tape telling a story no one would believe. Inside the shed is a portal to another world." So, legendary storyteller Stephen King goes into the deepest well of his imagination in a spellbinding tale in which good is pitted against overwhelming evil. A heroic boy and his dog must lead the battle. The stakes could not be higher for their world or ours. I am so excited to read this one. This one sounds so fun. I am super intimidated though, because it is like a big book. I think how many pages are in this bad boy? Girl! Why are there so many pages? Is that really how many there are? How many are there? 577. I want to stop being so scared of chunky books, so I'm really excited to read this. I know this is gonna take me longer, but I know that I can do it. I just have to believe. Anyways, the third book that I got by Stephen King is a bit different. It's more of a crime fiction, and that is Billy Summers. And on the back it says, "The perfect crime doesn't exist. The perfect getaway, that's another story." Billy Summers is a killer for hire. He's among the best sniper in the world, a decorated Iraq war vet who can blend into any neighborhood and disappear after the shot is taken. But he'll only agree to a contract if the target is truly a bad guy. Now, Billy wants out. But first, he's offered one final job, an offer which is too big to refuse. As the days count down to the hay, Billy senses something is wrong. He doesn't yet know just how wrong, or about the woman who will help him to try to set things right. Part thriller, part war story, part lyrical portrait of a small town America, Billy Summers is about a good man in a bad job, with one last shot at redemption. I'm so excited. This one sounds so cool. The idea of a good person in a bad job is really like cool to me, like thinking like how I guess I'm interested to see how he's gonna go about like describing like having a conscience and being a contracted killer. Like that is such a weird concept and crazy, and obviously hard to explain, so I'm interested to see how he will explain that. But that I believe is all of of the books that I have picked up. I'm super excited. I'm super grateful for all the books that I got for Christmas and super excited that I got a great deal on a lot of the books that I picked up. So I'm really excited to get into these books. It's very hard for me to pick up these books and put them off to the side until I get my current TBR finished, because I just get excited about new things. Like, I obviously, like, that's just like a dopamine hit for like my ADHD. I'm super excited about the new book that I got. So I just gotta take a chill pill and focus in on what I'm already reading, and then I can get to the new books. So it's keeping me on track that way. Anyways, if you watched this video to the end, thank you so much. I super appreciate you being here and supporting me. I don't think I have anything else to say. So I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope you have a best day. Bye, guys.